Few images capture the US's frantic withdrawal from Afghanistan quite like this. Desperate and terrified Afghans trying to stop a US military plane from leaving. On Sunday, crowds stormed the tarmac of the Hamid Karzai International Airport, anxious to board one of the last commercial flights out of the country. Scenes like this quickly spread on social media across Afghanistan and the world, a symbol of the US's disastrous withdrawal from the country after 20 years of war. CCTV cameras filmed the massive crowds blocking the runway. As people rushed to the airport, trying to escape a sweeping Taliban takeover, anger was palpable across the city, and a sense of complete abandonment by the US. The crowds made it difficult throughout Sunday and Monday for evacuation flights of US and other foreign embassy employees to take off, delaying frantic efforts to get diplomatic staff out of the country as the Taliban moved into the capital. After top aides fanned out in defense of the president and the withdrawal, and as pressure from within his own party and Capitol Hill mounted, President Biden weighed in from the White House this afternoon. He again forcefully defended the withdrawal, but did not fully address his administration's role in the chaos on the ground.
I stand squarely behind my decision. We were clear-eyed about the risks. We planned for every contingency, but I always promised the American people that I would be straight with you. The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated.
Mr. Biden said the blame for that truth lay with the Afghan government and security forces.
Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight. If anything, the developments of the past week reinforced that ending U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan now was the right decision.
The president said that the U.S. has warned the Taliban not to interfere with the evacuation.
We have made it clear to the Taliban, if they attack our personnel, we will defend our people with devastating force if necessary.
Back in Kabul, the U.S. Marines continue to try to secure the airport long enough for flights to make it out. From a nearby compound on Monday, heavy gunfire could be heard throughout the day as security forces tried to disperse the crowds, even flying Apache helicopters low to push them back from the runway. Helicopters evacuated U.S. and other nationalities in a constant roar across the city's skies, while Taliban fighters poured in and Afghan security forces started to move out. For those fleeing to the airport by road, both were present on Sunday in the city's streets for a moment, in an informal and surreal amnesty. The NewsHour arrived into Kabul on Sunday morning, just a few hours before the Taliban entered the city, and Afghan President Ashraf Ghani fled the country, saying in a statement, "The Taliban have won by the judgment of the sword and guns, and now they are responsible for protecting their countrymen's honor, wealth, and self-esteem. They didn't win the legitimacy of their hearts." Once busy, secure compounds emptied out as foreigners fled too, caught unprepared by the speed of the Taliban's takeover of the country. On Sunday night, the city braced for a change in power, something rarely peaceful in Afghanistan. As the sun sets in Kabul tonight, technically there is no one in charge of this city. It's an extremely tense situation with a high level of risk for looting and lawlessness. On Monday morning, reports of robberies and violence poured in, but so too did images of Taliban checkpoints, claiming to be present to simply maintain law and order. The deputy leader of the Taliban, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, whose release from Pakistani custody was organized in 2018 by the Trump administration to jumpstart talks, spoke from Qatar.
Day by day, we will get involved in the service of our nation, in providing them with security and hope for their future.
But these people are not taking any chances. Many of them are terrified the Taliban will single them out as having worked with the U.S. and its allies in Afghanistan. In recent months, President Biden and his aides have pushed back against comparisons with Vietnam, when the U.S. drawdown precipitated the collapse of the South Vietnamese government and a rapid evacuation of the U.S. embassy.
There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. It is not at all comfortable.
Given the scenes playing out in Afghanistan right now, he may be correct. This could be much worse.